What's up, everybody? Welcome to the latest episode of the Terrible Towel post-game show. I am your host, Sim Football Critic. For you guys that may or may not know, that's who I am. Got to give you a couple heads up, guys. Once again, I forgot to charge my camera, so I'm using the webcam here. It's not the same quality. I don't think you guys really care about that, but believe it or not, people notice things like that, so you're not seeing the as crispy of a me, if you will, coloring and things like that, whatever. So I want to give you guys a heads up on that. Also, we're gonna try to run through this thing as quick as possible, man. These late games are tough. It's very, very tough. I'm on Eastern time. I don't want to spend an incredibly long time. I'm looking at the clock right now. It's 11:45. I'm gonna shoot for being done by or before 12:30 a.m. Eastern time. Also, I see a couple of you guys in the chat has already, explained or asked that you would like to come on. Let's go ahead and get this out in the open. For you guys who want to call in and give your comments, we're going to keep it, minimize it to 2.5 to 3 minutes of response, if that, because, if I get multiple people, obviously I'm not going to be able to allow guys to just go. You know what I'm saying? So let's do that. The ways that you can call in and comment. Skype. I use Skype right now, so I would need a Skype name from you. What you would need to do basically to make it much easier is send me a request. Send me a friend request on Skype. So go to Skype, send a request to Sim F Ball Critic. That's SIMFBALLCRITIC. Okay, Sim F Ball Critic. All right, do it like that. I'll bring you on. Let me know exactly what your name is here in the chat so I know it's you. Come on, give your spill for a moment. Share your frustrations, questions, concerns, likes, dislikes, etc. And then we'll have to move on. Fair enough? Y'all cool with that? All right, man. So let's talk a little bit about this game, man. Wow. First and foremost, let me give a shout out to Mariano Pampa. Round of applause to him. Appreciate that. Offering the donation. A lot of people in here tonight, man. Appreciate you guys coming through in a big way. I see we're at 71 people viewing right now. And let me just say a quick shout out to a couple of you guys, man, who are regulars. What up to my boy Dez? Dez is a Ravens fan, so I got to give him his respect. And it is what it is. Me and him don't beef like that. We can coexist. So yeah, Dez, y'all did y'all thing, which I did call this. Remember, guys, I don't know if a lot of you guys may or may not follow me on Twitter, but I said that we would lose this game. I wasn't confident about it. All right, so it's not a huge surprise to me. But shout outs to some of the regulars, the Hawk, Debbie J, Kenyon, right? My boy Kenyon, my man Tony, my actual brother Tony, my brother-in-law there. And whoever else is in here that I may have missed, Ollie Howard, Darius Carter, Naiz, Champagne Poppy. A lot of you guys that I may have missed, but let's dive into it, man. Let me give a couple of disclaimers, guys. I think these are the couple things that I have to do before we start. First and foremost, for you guys that don't know me, what I am is a die-hard Pittsburgh Steelers fan. If I were to cut all the lights on in here and remove the green screen, you'll see a Steelers fathead right there, Steelers poster there. Super die-hard Steeler, okay? I got a Steelers, Let's Go Steelers light, like official, stop sign, not a stop sign, but a stoplight that flashes, all kinds of craziness, all right? I want to say that first because what I also am is I am a guy who has a little football acumen. I don't know everything, but I have some football knowledge. So I look at the game like that, right? But I'm also the person that's not, I don't allow the fanism to get in the way of my critiques for the good or the bad for the team. I'm going to spit it the way it's supposed to come across. If I think we're not a good matchup for a team, I'm going to say I think this is going to be a loss. And I'll say why. Okay? So let's get all that out the way. Also, I'm giving you my perspective from the way I see it. But it's the way I see it. And what I mean is I don't know every play call. I don't know every decision on the field. I don't know where percentage of blame goes to coaches or players. I can't single-handedly know that. None of us can, right? But what I can do is give my thoughts based on what I see. What I try to stay away from, guys, is I try to stay away from the, Oh, it's definitely this. Oh, it's definitely that. It's definitely this guy. As far as coaching, I can't say that outright. I can't say that. There's some coaching things I didn't like in this game. But I can't say that when I see a play that's ran, whether it's defensive or offensively. What I can say is what I think might have been better, but I don't know the ins and outs, all right? So let's get all that out the way, and let's dissect a little bit of this game, man. I'm going to be really, really quick, guys, because, we got Terrible Towel Tuesday. Again, for you guys that are new, have never been here before, I do this show. I've added this recently. I do a natural reaction to the game, and then on Tuesdays, I do Terrible Towel Tuesday. I give some reflections of the past game. I have all 22 footage by then. Show a few of those games live here on air so we can see some of the biggest issues or the biggest plays, whether they were good or bad. And then we talk about the upcoming opponent, all right? So, really quick, I always diagram the first drive. First defensive series. Steelers was caught in the blitz on the first play from scrimmage, and your boy Alex Collins rumbles off a 12 to 13 yard gain, whatever that was. Artie Burns makes a big tackle on second down. And I like reading this to you guys as the way I take notes so you can kind of understand how I'm thinking. And then I said illegal use of the hands by TJ Watt. 3rd and 3 was converted. Missed tackles on 3rd and 2. And then Hayden and Sutton missed communication and gave up a touchdown to Brown, right? Let's stop there for a moment. Guys, I often get into debate about whose fault it is, right? I'm watching the game with my father-in-law, Leonard. He may pop up in here. And I don't blame him for his opinion, same way I don't praise myself for my own opinion. They're all just opinions. But like I said, when I analyze the game, it's certain times that I'm thinking, that was coaching. There's other times, that was a player mistake. So let's talk about that first touchdown, shall we? Cam Sutton, just like Chris Collinsworth alluded to, number one, that wasn't Mike Hilton out there. Not saying who's better than who, but Mike Hilton obviously has been playing one of our better defenders. He may have been more amped to what was happening, may have played it a little differently. Collinsworth says, wow, clearly Sutton was supposed to take this guy, okay? Now, whatever happened. Smokey Brown is a very, very fast guy. Let's not give him his credit, you know what I'm saying? But you ended up seeing Joe Hayden and Cam Sutton kind of play the exact same, and they're both caught with their pants down. Seems like it probably was more on Sutton. Here's the point I'm trying to make. People are always telling me, or I see people always share with me, whether it's, somebody I'm watching the game with or whether on Twitter, oh, that was coaching, right? Coaches got to prepare these guys. Guys, do y'all know that we're running very basic concepts in certain situations? There's plays, again, some of you guys may have recognized that at the snap. Some of you guys may see it on the R22. Again, not everybody has football knowledge. Not everybody has played football. I don't expect you to. I wouldn't expect, a lot of people that I know that don't really know football like that. I know a lot of guys who are basketball oriented. They might not know the X's and O's. Same way I don't know all of the X's and O's in basketball. Even though I've played basketball, at a very low level, I don't know all of the sets and the series and motion and flow. So I don't expect everybody to know that. But let me be real quick here. These are basic coverage concepts sometimes. Basic cover 2, basic cover 3, basic cover 2 man, basic concepts. And you're not going to tell me that guys who have made it to the NFL have to rely on coaching to tell them how they need to do basic coverages. That's where I draw the line with it's the player's fault, it's the coach's fault. When I see basic stuff, I'm sorry. I can't say, well, I blame the defensive coordinator. Let me tell you why I will blame Butler. Speaking of blitzing, why are we running some of the same blitzes where all of us from home know it's coming? Now, I did see an exotic time where there was one little play where TJ Watt faked like he was going out and then he spun around it. But what I'm saying is, early on in that game, we ran the same blitz back to back. Same thing we did, guys, against the Kansas City Chiefs. Do y'all remember the play when Artie Burns got beat against Tyreek Hill, back shoulder throw by Mahomes, right? Very next play, same exact formation. They 5 wide, we spread out. Same exact. We run the same blitz off of the, for us viewing it, right side, but it's the defensive left side. Run the same blitz, and then they get TJ Watt matched up on Sammy Watkins. Y'all remember that? I'm seeing a lot of that this year. I'm seeing a lot of times where Butler, it seems to be calling the debate, and again, I can't point the finger because I don't know for sure. I don't know whose responsibility was this, that, and the third. We don't know everything. But from the naked eye, I'm like, wow, I'm not seeing anything different, right? So we were in the same defense most of the night. After we have gotten beat deep quite a few times. After the Ravens had been taking shots, even the ones they weren't hitting, there was multiple shots over the top where, thank God, that Joe Hayden was close enough to even try to break up the play because we saw some opportunities as well. You remember the one when they ran the play action and they ran the post to Brown and they showed the replay where Terrell Edmonds was like favoring the right side and then he kind of stutters and then finally realizes the ball is coming his way. Had Joe Hayden not been there, that's a touchdown. So the rookie, I'm not trying to beat up the rookie, but there was a lot of player mistakes that I saw out there. So forgive me for saying this, guys, but I just can't keep going with these guys don't know what they're doing because of coaching. It's a combination. Can y'all at least meet me halfway and say it's a combination? Technique and all of that. Dog, you're in the NFL. You're in the NFL. You went through that in college. There's no way that you're telling me when you get to the NFL, somebody needs to tell me how to play cover 3. I know how to play cover 3 right now. On the level of football, as far as I got, I know cover 3 match, cover 2 invert, cover 6, palms coverage. I know all of that. And I know it's probably more exotic stuff in the NFL, the way they play it. But these are basic concepts. It's time when you look at replays and it's basic cover 2. It was a lot of times. Some of y'all, some of you guys beef about this, but again, you're not really watching the game. It was a lot of times when we got beat in man. But again, I had people telling me on Twitter, why we ain't running no man coverage? Are you crazy? We ran a good amount of man coverage out there. Remember the play, and again, guys, y'all know this is first reactions. I go off on my tangents. I ain't looking at none of my notes right now. And I think this is why y'all like this show, because I'm just giving it raw. And then by the time on Tuesday, I've had time to dissect it. But do y'all remember the play? And it was man coverage, and Burhay is out there trying to cover man, and he gives up a third down. We tried a lot of stuff out there. The fact of the matter is, guys, the Steelers' defense is not good. We have to start accepting that as Steelers fans. Listen, I bleed black and yellow. I am a Pittsburgh Steeler to my heart. I wear it all the time, whether it's the season or not. But I am not going to be biased to the Steelers. When I see that the team is bad, I'm going to say we're bad. And I can look at a matchup and say, this ain't a good matchup for us. What did I say? Y'all remember? Baltimore has a better offense now. It's not going to be that same, Ravens. And let's not kid ourselves and act like the Ravens doesn't always mix us up a lot of times. A lot of times they kill us with play action, usually down the field to a tight end, which they did go to the tight ends a lot tonight. But now they have more weapons. You got Snead, you got Brown, they got a deep threat again. They got another deep threat that can really take the top off. So it forced the Steelers, even like they said in the commentary of the game, they had to play semi-scared. They had to semi-play scared and sit in that 2 deep shell basically the whole night. However, I'll shoot the defense a little bit of bail. Let's shoot them a little bit of bail, right? Because let me say this too, and then I'm going to look at some of the notes, and then I'll probably be done with that. I'll just see what you guys have to say. What's the other problem with our team right now, folks? I'm going to pause a moment and see who says it. And obviously, I'm not going to be able to read all your comments. I'll see it later. But what is the other big problem with our team right now? You know what it is? We right now are an explosive offense in spurts. We are not an explosive, consistent, explosive team. Much like Kansas City is right now. Kansas City right now is a threat every time they have the ball. But here's the difference. No NFL team is going to score every time they get the ball. No NFL team is guaranteed to get a field goal on every possession. No NFL team is guaranteed to avoid a 3-and-out, right? Problem is when you're inconsistent and you don't have the defense that can keep you in the game, then it rears its ugly head. We have been a one-half offense most of this season. And in some cases, a one-quarter offense, right? We played the same way pretty much against Tampa Bay. Get in a hole early, dig yourself out, and then when it counts the most, offense stalls, sputters. Bad Ben shows up. Ben was balling in the first half, right? And let me not put it all on Ben. Listen, I'm an equal opportunist when I'm giving my criticism. What's up with the coaching staff and the offensive play calling? Once again, disclaimer, I don't know. I don't know what the plays are. I don't know the game plan. I'm just judging off of these, the eye test. Did it not seem like we went awfully conservative in the second half? It seemed like at one point we decided that the run game wasn't going to work early. Why we kept going back to it in the second half? Keep your foot on the gas. We just brought ourselves back and tied the game by letting Ben sling it, right? Now, I know some people might challenge that because we saw bad Ben in the second half. We saw him miss a lot of throws. And you know why he did it as well? You know, just putting the missed throws to the side. Did y'all see how many times that a drive stalled or you get picked off late in the game? Because guess what he was doing? Forcing it to Antonio Brown. I mean, he was just dying to give Levine an interception tonight. Levine probably had 3. Would have had 3. He was dying for that man to get an interception. It's almost like Ben promised him one. I'm going to get you. I got you. I'm going to get you one. Don't worry. It was bad. And again, in the first half, I don't know. And then there was times when we seen him check it down to Connor and it worked from time to time. But there's other times, guys, I think this has been Roethlisberger's psyche. I'm going to look for AB if my other first glance ain't there. Like maybe there's times when AB ain't the first read, but when he's in trouble, he's going to look to the guy that he seems to trust the most, which obviously I know he would. But it seems like every time this year that there's been a forced throw to AB, it's been 2 to 3 people around him. Now, the throw that he made on the touchdown to AB, beautiful. Beautiful throw. You get single man out there, you throw it back shoulder, AB makes one heck of a catch. Outstanding. Great play design on the 2-point conversion to Connor. Creating a natural pick. Great stuff. But I'm telling you guys, again, I don't know. I am not on that coaching staff. I do not claim to know more than these coaches. But from looking at it with my eyes, it seems like there was a totally different game plan in the second half. We don't stay on the attack. And we need to be in attack mode when we have a capable offense like we have. Number one, to get them going and keep them going. Because it seems like once they cool down a little bit, they can't get hot again. The fire, once it's out, they can't spark fire again. Right? That's number one. Number two, when you have a defense that's really not stopping people when needed, again, I'm going to shoot them a quick bell really quick because I skipped past that early. Let's shoot them a little bit of bell. The defense didn't play that bad in the second half. Yeah, the Ravens drove down the field, but technically, when you are forcing field goals and you have a powerful offense, you should be able to, I'm not going to say should, it's an NFL game, but in theory, you think you can win that battle if your offense is more powerful. Again, we have to give credit to the opponent. Let's don't sit here and act like the Ravens defense ain't official. When I checked earlier today, the Ravens was the number 1 defense overall. That's what it said on the NFL Network or NFL.com, unless I had the filters wrong, but it had them listed as the number 1 overall defense. So let's not act like Steelers fans. We get too emotional at times thinking that we're supposed to make every play, score every touchdown, get every first down. It don't work like that. You got to give credit to the opposing NFL team, especially a team with a good defense. But the problem with us guys, and this is going to be the worst part of this season, we have become a team that has to rely on. We have to rely on our offense scoring 80% of the time because our defense gives up too many big plays. That was the problem tonight. Controlled the run pretty well, kept things in front of them pretty well, but there's a lot of times where the Ravens just went with what we were giving them, and that's where the lack of athletic inside linebacker showed up in the pass game. When we were taking away the deep shots, when they saw that we were able to defend them a little bit better, and we stayed in that shell because we got burnt early in the game, they just dumped it down. Tight end here, Willie Snead here, boom, drag route, crossing route, slant. A lot of third downs we left out there. A lot of missed tackles. And again, this is just my opinion, but I'm so sick and tired of hearing people say that the tackling is only coaching. I understand that they can work on it better, but guys, come on, man. Listen, just because this is my opinion doesn't make me right. So let me preface it with that. But come on, man. I can't keep giving the players these many excuses. What I don't like in the coaching game at times, clock management. I still think Tomlin and the team does a horrible job managing the clock. Where I disagree with Tomlin tonight, coaching decision, I wouldn't have challenged that 4th and inches. Number one, let me tell you why I wouldn't have done it. It was very close. It was too hard to see, right? Number two, we know the nature of John Harbaugh. We know his mentality. They're going to probably go for that. Even though they were on their side of the field, it was at the 40-ish. That's an easy quarterback sneak. Something that we just recently started introducing back to our offense. But teams like the Ravens, the Patriots, they do it all the time. I'm pretty sure they would have done a quarterback sneak or something on the 4th and inches right there. They would have picked it up. Excuse me. Because our front four just been getting beaten up. We lost the line of scrimmage. Guys, this was a horrible game, man, for the most part. Again, in the second half, there's times where you can say, okay, I can't all the way put that on the defense. They did as much bend but don't break as possible, and the offense didn't help them out. But again, that's the problem. Our offense, guys, they're not going to be a lights-out offense all game. I don't see it happening. Maybe it'll start happening later in the season, but they haven't shown us evidence of that in the first four, games, and in the first quarter of the season, you might say. They haven't shown us that they can consistently be an unstoppable force. And again, what NFL offense should be that way? Really, no team should be able to just score at will. But when you have a defense that's not that good, you got to have an offense that can keep the clock going, sustain long drives, and get some points at the end. That has not been our offense. What was we like 3 for 11, I think, on third down? So, again, to recap, coaching. Didn't like some of the decisions that was made tonight. Did not like that challenge. Did not like clock management in certain situations where we call it timeouts. Still seeing a couple times where it seems like late substitutions are happening. I don't get it. I don't know what's going on with that stuff. What did I not like about the players? There was a lot of plays, one-on-one things that I didn't like. Artie Burns. Joe Hayden made good plays, but Joe Hayden also had some bad plays. Cam Sutton looked lost out there tonight. Looked lost. It was just too many times the players just didn't seem. And again, You're not going to tell me that they don't practice this stuff during the week, so I can't keep giving them the pass of it's the coach's fault. I can't do that, folks. I can't. What was the other one? Nat Burhay out there in coverage. Again, no Morgan Burnett. That's hurting us. I don't know, man. Listen, I'll say this last thing and then I'll look and see what some of you guys are saying. Your team is gonna have ups and downs, guys, and we warned you. I say we, like myself, Tony, Kenyon, right? A lot of us said this a year or two ago that we were approaching that time where the Steelers might be on the decline. Let's not forget this. Ben Roethlisberger seems his emotions and his commitment seems to blow with the wind. If we don't have a great season this year, Ben might say, you know what, I'm done. He might. He's on year 15. And then what? You see what I'm saying? We could be on the downslide. Now, is it time to panic after 4 games? Not panic, but it's time for concern because in the division is shaping up to be out of the grasp of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Okay? You have the Cincinnati Bengals who are looking better. They're looking more consistent in the first quarter of the season. We've seen that story before. The Ravens, however, I actually am a believer of the Ravens right now. I don't think this is smoke and mirrors. I think the Ravens offense has gotten better. I like what they do offensively to mix up plays. Randy Fichtner, please, can we get some things we haven't seen before? Again, I know you have to call plays based on how the game is being dictated. I understand that. So I'm not going to sit here and act like I could outcoach Randy Fichtner, Mike Tomlin, Keith Butler, none of these people. But as a fan and as someone who analyzes football, I'm seeing some missed opportunities where it doesn't seem like you are exploring all options. Now, defensively, guys, I know a lot of us can say, well, just try something. We don't have a lot of depth. We really don't. I don't know how you fix what's going on right now. I would say maybe let's get Matthew Thomas out there in some of these situations to help play in the middle of the field. Some of those situations where Bostic is being caught out on pass coverage in the middle. Terrell Edmonds is looking like a rookie, guys. No knock on him. He's looking like a rookie. He's going to have these rookie bumps. Sean Davis actually is playing better than what some people would say he is, okay? I can't really go in on Sean Davis. What else was I going to say, guys? I lost a thought there. Outside of that, man, I don't know. Get ready for a long season, guys. Seriously. This could be a 7-9. This could be a 5-11. Seriously. But I'm going to be honest with you, man. If it is, it is. Whatever. You know, we might need to have a bad season or two to get some picks. You know, because that's how a lot of these other teams have built themselves up. Let's not forget the Ravens was 5-11 a couple years ago. Let's not forget we swept the Ravens last year. Because, again, people telling me today, man, we don't never beat the Ravens. Really? We can't. What? They had that stint a couple years ago where they beat us like 3 to 4 games straight, but we redeemed ourselves last year. Stop having selective memory, folks. Don't be biased either, man. We love our Steelers, but guys, you know, the problem is I think we have been so used to being dominant and being a perennial playoff team and a pick to win the Super Bowl that when we see it not looking so good, we want to blame everybody. Do I agree with everything Mike Tomlin does? No. There's coaching decisions that I might disagree with, but I am not the coach, number one. But number two, I don't feel like Mike Tomlin, just him and him as the head coach, I just don't believe that he warrants being fired. He has not had a losing season, guys. Think about how the NFL works. And think about how the Steelers organization works. Trust me, if the Steelers go what could it be? 1-14-1, he won't get fired. I promise you. His track record is long enough to where he won't get fired. But I think it might be time for a change on defense, man. You know, even if it's not Keith Butler's fault, some of it is most definitely is, you know, because of the way he's scheming. Maybe it's just time for some new blood. You know what I'm saying? Prime example. They brought in Carl. What's the guy's name? I can't remember his name now, but the defensive coach. They brought him in, and look at this. Big Dan McCullers is playing better than he ever had. No knock against John Mitchell. Some of y'all probably don't even know who John Mitchell is. I'm just keeping it real. No knock on him, but for whatever reason, what's the guy's name? Carl? Is it Dansby? No, I think it's Dansby. But anyway, this guy comes in and he gets the most out of Dan McCullers. So maybe we need a new voice or philosophy or scheme type, a new approach on defense. I'm in favor of having Butler not return. But again, I'm going to say this last thing. I don't think it's all coaching. We are clearly seeing some individual efforts that are horrible. Okay? Dunbar. That's it. Thank you, guys. See, I love you, Steeler Nation. Carl Dunbar. So, all right, man. Let's take a look, man. Let's see what you guys got. And you know what? I'm going to be real honest with y'all. Now that I'm getting such a great turnout for the post-game show, it's 117 people currently watching. I probably won't be able to get but so many of these comments. We'll try to do a few. But let me scroll through really quick, though, and see if anybody... Still Gunplay says he sent me a request. So I'm going to pull up Skype here, guys. I want to give you guys an opportunity to come in, try to get, a few of you guys. And JJ Walker, I know you said you wanted to come on as well, man. So just make sure you send me a friend request, and I will get you on. Let's see. Oh, man. My brother Tony. I got to get Tony on here real quick. See who else we got. All right, I'm going to get Tony on here. Tony, if you're ready to come on. Again, guys, send me a quick request. Sim F-Ball Critic is the exact same name as you see here on YouTube. And I want to get you guys in here, man. Just a few minutes to give your frustration. I already know that Tony is going to be turned up. Who was that said he sent me a request? I'm trying to find you again, man. There's a bunch of comments in here. I think it was Still Gunplay. Send you a friend request on Skype. Yeah, shoot me a request on Skype. And that way I can accept it. You'll show up in my contacts, and then I can give you a call. All right, so what we're going to do really quick, let's go ahead and bring Tony on here. I'm going to try to call him. Y'all know this is live. So I got to put my headphones on so I'm able to hear him via Skype. These PlayStation headphones that I never really use. I use a different set of headphones for my gaming, but I've had these PlayStation ones for quite a long time. Oh, Tony said he's in bed now watching. All right, cool. All right, but I got you, Tony. So you're set up. So next time you're able to get on here, we got you. All right, so while we wait for some other folks here to send me a friend request, let's read some of you guys' comments. Oh, here we go. Still Gunplay. Let's answer. Let's get him. And after that, I'll bring on Jeremiah Walker. All right, Still Gunplay. I'm about to call you right now, brother. Y'all hear the Skype music? Yo, Still Gunplay. Yo, you there?
Yo.
Yes, sir. I can hear you. What you got, man? How you feel about the way the team is performing right now? I can hear you, but you're not saying nothing. I can hear your background, though.
Yep.
I'm going to have to come back to you. Jeremiah Walker, let me bring you in. Still Gunplay, I'm going to come back to you. I could hear you in the background, man, but you weren't saying anything, so I don't know if you could hear me. But let's call Jeremiah Walker. Dance off of the Skype chime. Come on, pick up. Yo, Jeremiah. Hello, 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 hello. You alive? Can you hear me?
Yo, hello.
Yeah, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
What's up, man? How you feel about this team, man? Tell me something.
Yeah, man. I mean, this is what we expected, is it not? I
Yeah, man.
mean, our defense is what it is. I think we don't have the necessary players, the talent on the D. I think it's, a combination of the coaches. I think it's a combination of the players on the D. And I think maybe this is the type of year we need to pick higher in the draft. Because
Absolutely.
if you look at it, all the teams that are starting to become good that weren't good in recent years is because they're picking high in the draft. If you look at the Jaguars, their defense is good all of a sudden because they've been picking high in the draft and getting these talents and developing them, and now they have a high level defense. And I think us picking later in the draft is starting to catch up to us. And the players that we're picking is just not turning out. And I think on the offensive side, man, Ben has been missing a lot of throws lately.
Yeah, man.
I don't know what's going on. Yes, he's been forcing the ball to AB, but man, he's been missing a lot of throws. And I don't know what's up with that, man. We've become one dimensional on the offensive side of the ball. Passing wise, we haven't been able to run the ball back to back games. And I don't know what's up with that. I don't know if it's blocking. I don't know if it's Connor. I just it's one of those type years, man. And maybe we need it. Maybe we need it.
Yeah.
I don't think Tomlin deserves to get fired. People saying that's ridiculous. But maybe we need to change on defense. Maybe we need get Keith Butler out of there, mix it up on players. Draft higher, something like that, man. But something needs to change on the defensive side of the ball. I don't know what it is, players, coaches, something.
Something's got to
But
change. I agree.
something's got to change. Because it's been going on for far too long. The defense has been like this for what, the last 4 years.
Yeah,
you
man.
know, I mean, something's got to change. Something. So that's really all I gotta say about that, man.
Let me ask you really quick before you go, man, and I bring the next guy on. Who do you think deserves a shot on defense? Because I know a lot of us say that, but when I
Yeah.
start thinking about the depth, like, do we think there's anybody maybe on the practice squad or that's inactive that we might want to throw out there and see what they could do?
I mean, at this point, I think at this, I will say this: Morgan Burnett not being able to play is really hurting us. Morgan Burnett not being able to play is really hurting us. He's been hurt, and I know when we got him in, he had a history of being hurt. And I think let's give Matthew Thomas a try. You know, I know he was taking. I heard.
Yes.
He was taking some first team some first team reps in practice this week. Maybe let's get him out there and see what he can do. You know, it's he's not doing any good sitting on the bench. You know, let's get him out there, see what he can do. And hey, if he gets out there and he starts doing well, you know, leave him out there. But we're never gonna know. Now I'm not there in practice. I'm not there, but I'm just
Right.
saying from a guy watching on the screen and watching the all-22, something got to change. Let's 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 get our guy out there. He's more athletic from a linebacking standpoint. Let's see what let's see what he got. You know, and maybe we got something, but we're not gonna know until we see him on the field. So maybe that's something we can do, man. But we don't really have a lot of depth. You
Mm-mm.
know, we don't really have a lot of guys that we can say, hey, try this guy out, or hey, try that guy out. We don't have a lot of depth on the defensive side of the ball. So it's like this is what we got to live with. So I don't know, man. It's just been a rough year, man. Even though we expected this, it's watching it, man, and living it
Oh,
even makes it more stressful, man.
it's pretty bad, man. It's pretty bad.
Yeah,
But yeah,
man.
man, definitely want to thank you for coming on. Just so you guys know, just so y'all know the routine. When I say that, I want to thank you for coming on. Just know that I've probably disconnected. You know, I don't want it to be like weird. So thank you for coming on, man. This is really what I want to do with these shows. So if we could get it going forward where you guys are calling week after week and multiple people, that's what I want. Don't just listen to this talking head. I want to hear from you guys. It's like family. You know, we are still a family, and you guys that know my YouTube channel, I call everybody the home team. I want to hear what you guys have to say. So I'm going to try calling still Gunplay again, and my brother Tony says he should be able to come on as well. So again, let's all just be mindful of time. Still Gunplay, let's give you a call again. Give me a hot second here. Got 100 things going at one time. Where's Still Gunplay? Here he is. I think this is him. Let's give him a try. Yo, Gunplay.
Yo, you can hear me?
Yes, sir.
How you feeling, my brother?
Man, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
So what's going on, man? From your perspective, what you see, man? What's the problem with this team, man?
Man, the thing is, it's everything. It's the defense, it's the offense, and it's the coaching staff. I mean, like this has really proved that we need Bell more than ever. You know, there's a reason why James Conner only got 19, 20-some yards in a whole game. Like, you know, you take Bell out that equation, the Ravens don't got a game plan for that no more. All they gotta do is just focus on Juju or AD, and they good to go.
Good point.
Now the defense, that's oh my god. Keith Butler, I want him fired tonight. He's gotta go. I want him fired tonight. Mike Tomlin, I'm gonna be real. If this is an 8-8 season, most likely he's not getting fired. But if this is like you saying, like a 1-14, he needs to get fired. I like Tomlin, but he needs to go.
No, man. The Roonies, they hold on to their coaches, man.
Yeah, man. You want to know the biggest problem with the Roonies? I love the Roonies, but this is what hurts them by one word: loyalty. No matter what, they're gonna stick with him, especially for the Rooney Rule. So now they also have, because Tomlin is black, they gotta give him a pass.
Good point.
If Tomlin was white, they probably would have moved on. You know, Terrell Edmonds. I mean, you talk about the Steelers was in cover 2 all game. That still didn't matter because Edmonds was still getting beat. That was just by smoke. When Joe Hayden had the pass breakup, that was just a good play by Joe. That was supposed to be a touchdown in cover 2 still.
Yeah.
Terrell's looking like a real good rookie out there. Yeah, it's getting kind of sad. It sucks that we don't got Morgan Burnett. Artie, don't get me started about Artie. Cam, I had so much high expectations for Cam. He's starting to look like, man, it's just, this defense is just really hurting, man.
Cam starting to look like, damn.
Then we got Nat Burhead. Why is Nat Burhead getting man coverage?
Bruh.
Why?
I was telling my father-in-law that. I said, what is he doing out there? But, you know, I guess we got to say it's because Burnett. But still, man. No. Matt Burhead?
Man. It's ridiculous. And I'm really starting to regret not firing, but letting go of Todd Haley. No matter what the difference is between him and Ben, I'm regretting that. We fired the wrong coordinator.
It's a good point. I've heard other people say that, man. Are we sure it was Todd Haley that needed to go?
Either that or that's a combination of Haley and Bell. That was still two big key components, but those are some big losses. And it hurt us. Like, come on now. 40, 50 something yards in the second half with this offense? Come on now. The quarterback is the first one. To get blamed. Okay, now is the Ravens defense, are they good? Yes, but AB was still wide open on some of those plays. And it's not just this game, it's been so many other games this season. He's just not targeting. I mean, like, he's just not putting it on the money. and that's not Ben. Ben is probably the most overrated underrated quarterback in the whole NFL. But like Ben doesn't get his props. But man, I'm starting to see what everybody is talking about.
When he off, man.
When he's on, he legendary.
It's crazy, man. But let me grab this next call, man. Before I do that, though, you got any last things you want to get off your chest, brother?
Hey, top 5 pick in the draft. Here we go. Yeah.
Hey, I wouldn't be mad, man. I mean, it's gonna hurt us. Our heart gonna be crushed. But look, man, we might have to do that. Look at the Jags. That's all I'm gonna say.
I don't want to see another round 30. Pick number 30. Get a T.J. Watt or Terrell Evans. All right, man. I love your channel, man. You stay blessed, brother.
Oh, man. Appreciate that, man. Love you guys as well, man. I wouldn't have a channel without y'all, man. I'll be honest with you, man. The Steelers stuff is really was making me stick around the most, man. So appreciate you coming on, man. Now we gonna give a try to my good brother Tony here, man. And me and Tony gonna talk throughout the week anyway. But I definitely want to hear what he got to say right now. And that might be the last one for tonight. Because it's getting a little late. Ladarius Carter, I got your info here. If you're around Tuesday, make sure I get you on Tuesday. Definitely want to do that. And again, before I bring Tony on, anybody else, this is all I need you guys to do, man. Just send me a friend request on Skype. I will accept it. And every week that you want to come on, just send me a quick chat to say, hey, this is so and so from the YouTube. Can I come on? Boom, and I'll bring a couple of you guys on, and we'll try to, mix it up the best we can, to be fair, because we're always going to get new people that's going to come on. Hopefully, we'll make it work. We'll do this together and make sure we have the best format. But let's try Tony here real quick, guys. Give me a second. Let's see. I'll be boogieing off that Skype music, huh? Tony.
All right, brother.
Oh, you're a little loud.
Well, let me cut it down here.
Yeah, there you go.
You sound better?
Oh yeah, you perfect now. It was distorted a little bit, but Tony, you already know. You already know where you're going with it. But this is really for the people to hear Tony that they've talked about so much. Man, how you feeling, man?
Hey man, I know our father-in-law, boy. I tell you.
Oh man, he was hot the whole game, y'all. You know how he do. I wish the fans here, man. I wish they could hear it. He was laying everybody out. And listen, it's just like Tony has told him. He is definitely right in some regards, but sometimes he falls into the fanism, like of why we can't do this, why we can't do that. Why, like you have to sometimes look at matchups and personnel, and you got to give your opponent some credit. Like we can't act like the Ravens ain't come there as probably the team that was favored. So it is what it is, man. But Tony, man, I know we was texting throughout the game, but share with Steeler Nation, man. What are your thoughts right now of what you saw in the game and just of this team right now?
Well, first of all, Tomlin is not going to get fired. I don't care if he goes, 1-14. I'm so tired. I told you during the game, I'm about to let go of some friends that keep talking about lose my number. Stop saying that Tomlin is going to get fired. He's not going to be fired. He has a better winning percentage than Chuck Noll and Bill Cowher. That we're just going to have to go through that time. We're so used to winning all the time that we get a little spoiled. Another thing that I just want to bring in also, we played the number one defense in the league. I want to say that again. We played the number one defense in the league. And remember, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't Michael Pierce and Brandon Williams, they haven't played in those other games. So it was kind of tough for our running game tonight. A lot of people want to say, well, sign Le'Veon Bell. I mean, I think, I would love to have Le'Veon Bell back, but that's not the problem why we're losing, And also, I'm just just laying things out little by little. Uh, Bud Dupree earlier played. You know, we talk about Bud Dupree so bad all the time. But Bud Dupree earlier, I gotta give him a little due. He tried to do the best that he could. And maybe the last thing is we might be looking for 5-11. You know, 6-10. Might,
Yeah.
you might be going through that time right now. But
Yeah.
our defense is what it is. I mean, like you said, one of the guys, and maybe I'm not sure if it was Kenyon. One of the guys was talking about. I mean, when you think about it, you talking about Keith Butler. This might be the time to change. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
here's another thing. We forgot that this is Randy Fittner's first year. Might have to just give him a little time, get everything going. You know, I mean, it looked good.
Yeah. You know how I feel, Tony. Here's the only eyebrow raise I'll give to Fiedner. He been here the whole time. Like he know exactly what type of engine we got in that Ferrari. He been working on it. At one time he was the pit crew. Now he's been the mechanic here lately. Now he's in control. He should know how. You know what I mean? Like I agree with what you're saying, but I gotta be a little more critical to him only because he's been there. I want to see him go back to his Memphis days. Like, and I know, guys, that's college, but I just want to see. And me and Tony has talked about this before. I just want to see him do stuff that we can't recognize ourselves on the couch and be like, that again. Throw some tricks out. Throw something like that little play the Ravens ran and they said it might have been illegal, but we ain't never seen nothing. I have never seen nothing like that. That's creative. We got the weapons to do stuff like that. I want to see it, man.
You know, the reason why I say that because when a coach is on the sideline, remember he's not coaching. He has to get a feel for the game, and I'm not sure if he's not trying to give him an excuse, but when he was behind Todd Haley, I mean, he wasn't really calling plays for these couple of years. He might have to get used to the play call. I mean, the feel of the game. You understand what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Feel for the game, but it's not taking away what you're saying. You're right. He should know what we do. He should try things, but I'm willing to be a little lenient on him. But Keith Butler, oh my goodness! I mean, he has a couple of years, and our defense. And I'm not saying that it's all on coaching because everyone. I mean, some of it is on coaching, but I mean, it's not coaching that's tackling. That's missing arm tackle.
Oh man, on third down.
Oh.
Come on, Steelers.
And Ben, why is it that Ben is always wanting to go to AB all the time? It's like it's his security blanket. I mean, it just burns me up. You mean to tell me that was what you call what Tomlin said, JV varsity? That looked like a JV move that you can just throw a ball and then get it picked off. It's like you didn't even see the guy. Come on. That's what Dobbs to do that.
And look, think about the one where it might have been, it was the drive before that, I think, when Levine was like up on the line, but then he crept back. Remember he tried to throw that quick slant to AB and he got his hand on it? He's watching AB the whole time. And look, again, guys, we're not on the field, but I'm just saying, you looking at AB the whole time, how you not see that defender creeping back into your throwing lane and you looking in that direction? I think Ben sometimes, and I think we all will agree with this as fans that's been watching, I think Ben, I'm not going to go as far as say that he don't see people. I think he just trusts himself to make the throw and fit it in there. And he trusts that AB is going to catch it if he gets his hands on it. But, oh, man. He just wanted to give Levine an interception, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Man. God, man.
Yeah. But what I wanted to ask you, I mean, think about this. I mean, I might have was a little off, but I mean, Michael Pierce and Brandon Williams made a difference in that game. It just seems like we don't get those. I mean, well, we do have those kind of players. And the question that I might want to ask you, do you think that it's almost about that time for us to change our scheme?
Yeah, it could be, man. I know, and it's been talked about a lot that the Steelers, and we're clearly seeing it. They're playing a lot of Tampa 2 from time to time. And maybe if they can get the right personnel, maybe they'll flip that into a 4-3. But you're gonna have to get a stud in the middle. I mean, shoot, we need a stud in the middle now. We need a stud and a thumper. And you know what's funny, man? And I want to share this with you guys in case y'all didn't see it. I saw Ryan Clark talk about the Steelers last week, and he said traditionally the Steelers usually have an athletic guy and a thumper in the inside. Shazier was obviously an athletic phenom. We basically have the same two linebackers right now. Vince and Bostic are the same guy. And honestly,
Vince is hurt tonight.
I know. Oh man, I saw that. Maybe Matthew Thomas might get a crack. But Bostic, honestly, guys, Bostic hasn't been playing bad. He's just not a coverage guy. But he's been fairly good against the run and sniffing things out. But I don't know, man. These missed tackles and stuff is really killing me. Yeah. Like Kenya said, we're pretty much playing a lot of hybrid defense right now, man. But the thing is, Tony, what I was telling Leonard tonight is football is give and take, right? And it's just like Chris Collinsworth was saying. Well, the Steelers are going to, they're going to stay in this defense because they probably just don't trust, leaving corners on an island. But when you do that, we don't have the guys underneath that can cover. So we're going to give those 7-yard pops here, 8-yard pops there, a 5-yard quick pass, missed tackle, boom, first down. And teams are going to kill us with that. And think what's going to happen. Well, we'll save that till Tuesday, but I'm going to make y'all have a nightmare real quick. Think about next week. Do y'all know who we playing next week?
Okay.
Oh, God, man.
Hey,
man.
And you know what? Alejandro. Oh my goodness. I didn't want to bring that up. If Tim Williams was able to come in around him, oh my goodness, what's going to happen next week when we have to play those guys? They bring fire all day long. Now the thing about it is, when you think about the Atlanta Falcons, they can be thrown on.
That's right. I don't know, man. It's a tough one. I don't know. And we gonna talk. But I'm glad that you had an opportunity to come on tonight, man. And definitely, if you want to come on Tuesday, you already know. I'm gonna take one more call, man. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna let Darius end us out with the show. And man, we gonna talk. We probably gonna talk tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
All right,
we'll
man.
Be 83 tomorrow down here, man.
Oh wow, yeah. But yeah, man, we'll be talking. I'll catch you. I appreciate you coming on, brother.
All right, brother. Thank you.
Yep. All right, man. Ladarius Carter, man. I'm gonna give you a call. We'll end this last call, man. I wanted to definitely give you the opportunity tonight. I don't want you to have to wait till Tuesday. So let's go ahead and do it. Let's call Ladarius Carter. Let him get his off, and I guess we'll close the show out with that. What's going on, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You can hear me?
Yes, sir. All right, man. Let me have it, man. How you feeling?
Man, let me go ahead and tell you, man. I'm already scared. I don't know if I'm watching next week. I don't know. I'm serious. I'm scared to watch next week. Like our defense, for what it was, as bad as they play all the time, they didn't play that bad. They just give up too much. It's just it's just so it's just so bad. We so slow at middle linebacker. Both Bostic and Vince Williams should never play after first down.
Mm-mm.
I've
Mm-mm.
been saying that. Like for me as a coach, I feel like if I seen that on my team, just how slow everything is, just how fast the game is now, how much people pass now, I just wouldn't even. After first down with our team, I just take our middle linebackers off the field. Just and just is Marcus Allen hurt? Do you know that? Do you know that?
I don't think he's hurt. I'll have to check. I think he's just not active. Because you
I,
know
I'm
they have to keep a certain amount active every week, and you know what's the name is probably taking his spot because it's special teams. Your boy Burhay.
I'm just Burhay shouldn't even be on the field
Oh
before.
man, man,
He should not be on the field.
man.
That's I find that ridiculous. Like the whole time he's in man coverage, but he's still looking in the backfield. I was just confused at that. Like Marcus Allen, I know for a fact Marcus Allen is a better player than him. He should be on the field than him before him. I know that for a fact. And Matthew Thomas, I seen him at Florida State. The reason he's not on the field, he's just not aware. He's just not an aware person. Oh,
Right.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry
No,
about
no.
the baby.
Hey man, it's we family men, brother. You ain't gotta apologize for that. It's late.
Yeah, it is late over here. Yeah,
Shoot.
but man, yeah, Matthew Thomas, he's just not a heady person, so I understand why he's not really on the field, but I feel like he's way more athletic than what we got right now, and he should be on the field. Man, it's just hard to watch. And our offense, I just feel like we really do miss Martavis Bryant sometimes too, because
Hmm.
we don't have nobody to take it over the top. We can't throw it outside the numbers. I feel like
It's a good point.
everything's forced over the middle. He's forcing it to AB, and that's just it's unnecessary. It's
You,
unnecessary. We started moving the ball, and then when we got our one-on-one message, our one-on-one matchup, then we threw it to AB. We was good. And then he started forcing it to AB. He just wanted to give dude that pick.
yeah, man. Oh man, I was screaming at the TV like, Ben, come on
Yeah,
now. And the stuff
yeah,
that was working, I mean, again, we don't know how the Ravens may have adjusted, but it's like Juju was getting open. Vance McDonald was open. Like,
everybody was open
what
on that one
happened?
third down that he threw. On that one third down that he threw, the two linebackers blitzed off the end. He had Vance McDonald right over the middle, and he tried to force it to AB. It was just, and that one dude who he threw the pick to, he batted it down. It's just, yeah,
Sad,
man.
man.
And yeah, everybody who say Mike Tomlin need to get fired, yeah, you can stop that, cut that out. Um, yeah, but we do have to change defensive coordinators just because, that's how the league works. It ain't his fault. It's definitely a lot of the players' fault because I feel like we play a lot of simple stuff. I see a lot of cover 3, cover 6, cover 2,
Thank you.
and I like it's just like that's not always on the coaches. That's definitely on the players. Like that first play with Cam Sutton, he what we do get beat on that last week. The inside guy Mike Hilton, I believe, he didn't run with the go because nobody was in the flats in cover 3. So Artie Burns kind of got beat on that on the inside. So of course he ran with it this week, but didn't run fully because he doesn't know John Brown's speed. He got took off for him. And him and Joe Hayden. Joe Hayden's still our best corner. He had a bad game, low key, but
Yeah,
I
he
feel
just
like,
can't run. And that's the
Yeah.
thing. You're absolutely right. Joe Hayden has saved us, but I think people are forgetting the plays that he don't make. Like, let's not forget that double move that Flacco
Yeah.
missed on.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he definitely missed on that. You feel me?
Oh
Yeah. He
God,
lucky
man.
he was trying to read it on third down. He thought he was smart. Yeah, he definitely got beat on that. But he lucky on that. But that's what good players get bailed out sometimes, and he had a bad
Yeah.
game. But it wasn't as bad as other players. I'll tell you that.
Well, man, I definitely appreciate you coming on, man. You got any last things to say before we close it out here?
Y'all be pray for next week, man. Just pray. I don't know, man. I told my brother he a Ravens fan. I'm a Steelers fan, man. I told him GG, he got it, man. They got it.
Yeah.
Hope we get a high pick, and that's all we can do right now.
Sad but true, man.
It's sad, man. I'm a realist too, but I appreciate you having me on, man.
Definitely, man. Appreciate you calling in. Appreciate all of you guys. Look, man. Again, this is a us podcast. You know, I want you guys to be as involved. I want this to be just like any other show that some of you guys may listen to. Like, I know sometimes I listen to the Fan, you know, after the games, you know, the Pittsburgh station, and people call in, you know, Wolf and Tunch. I want this to be the same way. I want to get it to weekly. You guys are calling in, chiming in. And I know we went a little longer tonight, but, you know, giving everybody opportunity to talk. As we start getting more and more people to come in, then we'll cut it a little bit. You know, we'll limit things to 2 minutes or so. But this was great. I really want this because I want also to hear other opinions. Because my opinion is not 100% right. Nobody else's opinion is 100% right, but we can chop up our thoughts and then we can all kind of say, yeah, you might be right about that. Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. I've come to the conclusion as well, guys, but there's probably time for a change. However, just like my man just said, and somebody mentioned here in the chat that Shannon Sharp even said, it ain't really the scheme, it's the players. Now, has the offense of today outgrown the scheme a little bit? Maybe. But like Kenyon is saying, we're running more of a hybrid defense, right? And think about the times when we ran the Steeler-based defense and we were winning, when we were dominant. You know, 2008-ish, from 2008 to like 2012, where our defense was always ranked. We were running pretty much the same stuff in terms of the base, but we had arguably better players, right? And we started seeing a decline when Ike Taylor started losing his way. When Polamalu started losing his way, here comes the decline. Then we've been trying, you know, to get back to that. We don't really have playmakers on defense right now. You know, because truth be told, guys, there's a lot of teams out there that's running a lot of the same stuff that we're running. Some of this stuff is basic concepts, man, where, you know, based on the 1, 2, or 3 receiver in some cases, you got to know if they go vertical. You know what you're supposed to do if you're the corner or if you're the inside corner. If the number 2 runs a drag, you pass them. You know, certain coverages where you pass them. And the mid-read, if we're in a Tampa 2, like, it's a lot of things that sound complicated to people that don't know football. But even if I'll say this, even if you want to cheat, you can Google some of this stuff and you understand what players are supposed to do out of the certain cover 3, or if it's a match coverage, or if it's, you know, cover 4 or quarters, or if it's cover 6 or trap coverage. Like, it's a lot of technical stuff in there, but a lot of this stuff is very basic that these players have been running since probably high school, depending on what state they live in, but definitely college. Come on, man. Some of this stuff is basic. Now, as far as what play calling you're throwing out there to combat a certain set, now that's on coaching, or type of blitz that you're running, things like that, personnel you have on the field. But some of this stuff that we're seeing, the one-on-one stuff, or like my man said a little while ago, what Sutton and Hayden did on that play to Brown, like, come on, man, what are y'all doing? Again, Smokey is fast, but I'm just saying how these guys are playing. That other deep shot that Hayden saved that touchdown, Edmonds was late getting over. You know, why you stutter stepping to the right, and you know Brown that's the deepest threat. You're a single high safety. And speaking of that, before I close it out, there was a play in the game, man, and I can't wait to go through the all 22, and we're gonna show some of this stuff on Tuesday. It was a play where it was a 3rd and 3. And Roethlisberger elects to go to AB, deep shot down the field. It's single high safety. Eric Weddle was back there. Eric Weddle from pre-snap is more so favoring that side. Why do you go there? You got to go to another option. Even Chris Collinsworth said it. you know if it's single high safety, who do you think that the safety is going to rotate to? Antonio Brown. Not to mention that Marlon Humphrey have been playing some solid coverage out there. Not to mention that Eric Weddle is a good friend of yours that knows your tendencies. You see what I'm saying? Some of this stuff is on Ben, man. But I mean, come on. I mean, Juju dropped the pass. Every receiver drops a pass. Well, let's not see. We can't. What we can't do, guys, is we can't blame players that's been playing pretty good. Juju has been the best receiver this year so far, in terms of production. AB is AB, and of course we know why that's happening. They're taking AB out of the game, but Juju has shown up. He's putting up a lot of numbers so far in the first 4 games. So let's not kick him in the head for dropping a pass. Yeah, it happened. That ain't why the Steelers lost the game. So that's all I got, man. This was a long show, much longer than I expected, but y'all know how it is when we talking Steelers. Thanks for all of the participation, guys. You guys are the best. I'll be back on Tuesday. We'll do Terrible Towel Tuesday, and what we're basically going to do, guys, for you guys who are new here, we'll talk a little bit about the game. I'll dissect some more of the notes that I took tonight and, try to I'll probably do the all-22 clips from some of those plays. We'll do that. And then what we'll also do is, we'll look ahead to the Atlanta Falcons, which is going to be another problem. A more potent offense, if you ask me. And we're gonna have some serious problems in that game, but we'll look ahead and maybe we'll talk a little bit about what we could possibly do to try to win the game. It's gonna be tough. I'm still trying to decide which game I'm gonna go to this year. I think I might want to go to the Patriots game, but we'll see. Depending on how the season is looking, I might go to another one. But I think right now I'm gonna, anticipate going to the Patriots Steelers game. We'll see. But all right, man, really quick, if you haven't already, guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you know, of course, when the next videos are, and so you always know when the next video is coming. Make sure you cut on that bell, click that bell notification button. And last but not least, man, do me a favor. You guys have been great already tonight, but make sure you click that like button. Get those likes up, man, so y'all can help show your love there. All right, so I'll catch you guys on Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time for Terrible Towel Tuesday. And I thank you guys for tuning in. Keep your heads up, man. Let's keep our heads up, man. Win, lose, or draw. We might just have to accept that we might just not be the best team right now. And, hey, if we have a bad season, then at least we can get the best players in the draft. All right, so let's stay positive, man. First quarter is over. Let's see how we do in the second, third, and fourth quarters of the season. All right? Catch you guys Tuesday. Peace.